Hey, good Monday morning, February 16th. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine, and this is your Benetton weather show, and it is a foggy one, a froggy one out there, some freezing fog earlier this morning. Temperatures are mostly now above freezing, so not concerned with that, but there's a pretty thick layer of ice on my windshield this morning. So it's a lot of those elevated surfaces, a little bit slick early this morning. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks. If you're watching the replay, by the way, feel free to drop in a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We're going to cover the fog, of course, this morning, which is still thick. Let's take a look here outside. And there you can see that dense fog along the Ohio River. Many of the visibility reports less than a quarter mile. So the dense fog advisory until 10 a.m., that may have been extended because of the thick fog that's still out there. But eventually, we should see the fog lift and the return of some sunshine this afternoon. Depending on how long it takes to see the sunshine, that could limit the warm up today. But going mid to upper 50s, if you see the sun come out a bit earlier, maybe near 60 degrees later this afternoon. And we just have all the foggy ingredients out there. Again, that's a live look with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. So it is thick out there. All the foggy ingredients, meaning we cleared out the sky last night, pretty much no wind, and a lot of moisture in the ground and at the surface. So it all added up to a dense fog that we expected with the dense fog advisory across the area. So that's what we're dealing with out there right now as we look at some of the current conditions here at extolmag.com/weather. Got our live stream up, by the way. Feel free to like or subscribe. We appreciate that. That goes a long way here for us. We're at 35 degrees now. So that's definitely an improvement from right near freezing earlier this morning. So the concerns for anything getting icy are going down very quickly as we're above freezing now. But pretty much almost no wind out there right now. Still have the dense fog advisory here that continues. And the 7-day forecast is brand new. I put that up for you, which features warmer weather this week. We may be near 70 degrees by Thursday, but that could come with some showers and thunderstorms later this week as well with the spring-like conditions. Alice Young here this morning saying very foggy. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Alice. Good morning to Beverly Haggis, popping in from Borden, Indiana as well. Always appreciate your backyard weather reports and those thermometers too. So thank you for tuning in. I got the brand new weather story posted here on our webpage too. Looking around the nation, you can see any advisories or alerts on these maps right here if you're ever curious about that. And then we've got the big interactive map, this gray map right here. Upper right-hand corner is where you'll find dozens of different weather layers. I can click on the cloud map, and then there you can see where we have that layer of fog still sitting over the top of us. But again, hopefully we'll start to erode that fog here pretty soon, and things will be improving out there minute by minute, especially as we head into the afternoon. You can also blow this up and look at temperatures and winds around the globe right here. So really cool just resources here for you if you ever want to play around with that. Current temperatures are starting to head above freezing. So again, that's going to help out any of the black ice issues on bridges and overpasses. So looking a lot better there. And Emmanuel, we got a good morning there. Thanks for tuning in. And Orlean Whitlow, 36 degrees there in Hodgenville right now. The fog seems to be a little bit better. Good to hear that. And good morning to Lillian Lasley with 39 degrees. Oh, by the way, guys, we have in Tim Furnish, dense fog and 37 in Madison. It's been a while, but we got Big Happy back in the house here. So cheers to you. I hear a lot of people coming in the building, so you might hear some rumblings in the background every once in a while. Dennis Gregory, thanks for tuning in here from Bedford. Looking forward to that lunch walk. So by that time, we should be clearing out the sky more and more. As we go back here to extolmag.com/weather, you can click on here the current Indiana weather and traffic map. And then, of course, there's just a bunch of cameras you could pop on here if you want to take a look at some more of that fogginess that continues across the area. This is a look at I-65 here by Perry Crossing Road. They're just to the north of Sellersburg. Looking at the kind of dreary conditions this morning. Where else do we want to go? We'll go here to New Albany. This is at 64. Oop, that camera's acting weird. Is it going to bring it up? There it is. So that's there at the interchange at 64 and 265. Again, some thick fog at that location. And then we can bring up the Trimark pictures here going down to Shepherdsville, Kentucky. And it is zero visibility there on I-65 at the Shepherdsville exit. Going down south, looks like there is all lanes blocked here at Lebanon Junction on I-65 northbound. So some issues there. Here is a look at the accident at near Lebanon Junction there in Bullitt County. So it looks like the fire trucks, crews are on the scene of that one. Looks like that involves a semi and maybe a car that went into that semi. So issues there on 65 North. So if you're going from Elizabethtown to Louisville, it does look like we've got big backup in that location. Perhaps, you never know, due to some of the fog across the area. Here's a look at some more of that fog in Munfordville as you head down there in Hart County. So everybody pretty much the same, just a foggy, soupy start to the day. The day 4 there, Emmanuel, talking about Thursday. Yeah, we'll be looking ahead to the chance of some thunderstorms on Thursday here in just a second. So let's look at our current conditions. Again, if you're new to the program, we like to give you the current conditions right off the bat, a look at the forecast, and then we'll take a deep dive into the forecast. We'll have your weather jokes, your weather history, weather countdown through about 10:20, and then we'll fire up the weather maps, and we will take a look at the futurecast data, which Emmanuel, as you were pointing out, may feature some thunderstorm chances for our Thursday as we warm up to around 70 degrees. We say it all the time in the wintertime, that trade-off, the warmer weather often equates to not only rain, but some thunderstorm chances as well. So plenty to talk about here on a Monday, February the 16th. And here's a look at our weather headlines here for today. Gradually clearing out as we head into the afternoon. Mid to upper 50s for today, 60s tomorrow, and we look dry tomorrow. Outside chance of a sprinkle for our Tuesday, but most areas will be dry. And we'll probably see some light rain showers, a couple moving through early Wednesday, but not a big deal, not a washout. And then I think it's going to be Thursday evening, the best chance for some storms this week. And then Friday night, we'll have a chance for some rain. So definitely a wetter pattern starting mid to late week. And again, we'll get to all that here in just a second as well. So thanks for tuning in on a Monday. Hopefully you guys are starting off the week on a good note here. I want to thank our partners real quick as we start to rock and roll here on a Monday. Grantline Nursery, right here on Grantline Road in New Albany. There's some great folks there that are working really hard to grow and nurture the plants for you when we start to plant them in April and May. But they've got a lot of items in there if you want to check it out. And if you want help with landscaping, you can call them 812-269-1271. Of course, full service with all of that. And I want to thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College. There's a lot going on there on their campus. If you want to go to campuses and just go right to Sellersburg, I always tell you on the Monday before a Tuesday that they've got Tuesdays at the Tech where you can get one-on-one help with how to pay for college, how to get some financial assistance, of course, veterans benefits, and maybe you just want some coaching on what classes to take to get to your destination. They're going to help you with all of that. If you're ready to register, they will help you with that as well. Shout out to our partners here at Lions Roofing, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can get free quotes here online at lionsroofingco.com or call them 812-294-3595. A reminder, we talked to Kyle Lyons, the director of operations there, vice president at Lions Roofing. And an important reminder, if you have any issues from last March's hailstorm, you typically insurance companies give you about a year to make those claims. So just a reminder there. Speaking of insurance, if you want to get a quote here and see if you can save, call my buddy here at Michael Long with American Family Insurance, 812-578-3072, or you can go to his page, amfam.com, and search Michael Long. Also, shout out to Clogbusters with a Z Plumbing Services, clearing the way one flush at a time. They got you covered throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They've got the crews to go anywhere you want. If you have any issues, you can chat with them right here online. There's that chat area right there at clogbustersplumbing.com, or you can give them a call, 859-762-1212. There we go. Again, we are starting off here, if you're just joining us, looking at the wall of fog as we have over here. A little bit of the mist as well. And I was surprised at the layer of ice that I had on my car from that as well this morning. It was pretty crazy. Hey, if you ever want to reach out, advertising, marketing solutions, or if you just have a weather question, Ben at extolmag.com. And also this weekend, I'll be doing Who Wants to Join Me? Hopefully the ice will be off the lake by then. It's the Borden Community Polar Plunge, the Polar Bear Plunge, benefiting Special Olympics. It is going to be this Saturday, Deem Lake, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. is the registration. The plunge is at noon. I'll be doing it out there, so feel free to join me. It's going to be a chilly one. And we have colder air moving in for that. If you want to mark your calendars too, hey, there's a benefit concert April 4th at Melwood Arts Center featuring the Juicebox Heroes and also the Suburbans. Food trucks, drinks, a good time benefiting Jessica's Journey Foundation. I'm getting a couple comments popping in as well. We've got a good morning from John Fox. Good to hear the fog starting to lift there in Hodgenville. Thank you, Orlean. And Perry Porter, good morning. Just got back from the therapy shoulder. Doing good. Is the snow pile melting outside of the studio? Not yet. Marge is still in charge. Dirty Marge. Pretty gray mound of snow. Someone commented that she calls it snert, snow and dirt. And that's kind of what it is out there. All right, we just talked about this, but again, gradually clearing today. Feeling pretty good. Almost no wind out there today. Mid to upper 50s, 60s tomorrow. And then the warmth eventually leads us to an unsettled weather pattern. Our countdown here, 4 days until average highs are in the 50s, 20 days until the time change. That is March 20th. And then 32 days until spring begins, 61 days until thunder over Louisville. I think I've got those numbers correct. I always have to double check myself. Our weather history for today, 1898, a series of wildfires swept through South Carolina. And unconfirmed reports indicate that 14 people were killed, numerous homes and sawmills burned, and up to 3 million acres of forest land were charred in Aiken County. I used to live right next to Aiken County, South Carolina, all the way to Chatham County, North Carolina. That is a huge wildfire. 1903, the Pokegama Dam in Minnesota plunged 59 degrees below zero, which stood as the state record cold low until it made it down to 60 below in 1996. 1943, record cold prevailed over the northeastern United States. The mercury plunged to 37 below zero in Concord, New Hampshire, 39 degrees below in Portland. So big cold spell there. So even in mid-Feb, you can get record cold. Coldest temperatures. 1966, New Zealand had 4 inches of rain in 1 hour, setting the record for that time period. In 1989, a surge of Arctic air on February 16, 17 produced all-time record high barometric pressure readings in Minnesota, in Illinois, and in Indiana. So high pressure with Arctic cold. Our stupid weather jokes of the day. What do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse. There's been some of those sore throats going around. Hopefully you're staying healthy out there. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use a honeycomb. And why did the Energizer Bunny go to jail? He was charged with battery. There we go. So we got Lori McKinley. We will have fog on Thursday evening into Friday morning early in New Albany. I don't think so, because I think it's going to be too breezy, Lori, for that time period. But we might have some thunderstorms to watch out for Thursday evening. We're going to take a look at those ingredients for some stormier weather again late Thursday. Today, though, 57 degrees. Now, if you get sun coming out sooner, you might top out near 60. But a pretty good looking day after this fog clears out. Just a very, very light breeze. Sunset at 6:22. And for tonight, a low of 41 degrees. Could see some patchy fog possible overnight, but not as widespread as what we've had. And then tomorrow, we should get a south breeze in around 10 to 15. That should get us up to some 60s for tomorrow afternoon. Average high is 49, and the normal lows at 31. Our averages are starting to creep up. And again, just a few days, our normal highs will be around 50. Sunrise 7:30, a little earlier, and our sunset a little later at 6:23 as our days are getting longer, as the sun angle is getting higher in the sky. Orlean with some love for the jokes, and Beverly and Lillian. Appreciate that. And Emmanuel, how do I feel about the temperature drop next week? I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to enjoy the warm weather this week. But you can see on the 7-day here, Emmanuel, that there's the temperature drop as we go into next week. Here is the 7-day forecast. 64 tomorrow. Outside chance of a sprinkle, but I think most areas will be dry. And then 68 on Wednesday and near 70 on Thursday. Now, it looks like just a real weak front may give us a few light rain showers early Wednesday. I think a lot of the day is dry. And then the first half of Thursday looks dry. And then Thursday evening, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. We don't know how strong they'll be yet, but there are some ingredients showing that there could be a few strong thunderstorms out there. And then upper 50s Friday. Now, I think a decent chunk of Friday is dry, but by Friday night, some rain moving in. Some of the models are keeping Saturday dry. Some of them bring in another rain chance. I'm just going to give it a 30% chance, but it does look like we're pretty confident that some chillier air begins to move back in with 40 Saturday and Sunday, and then dropping to the upper 30s Monday. The S word. Some of the models showing some snow chances Sunday. I know. Hey, good point here, Beverly Haggis. Congratulations to the 1A Lady Braves winning regional over the weekend. So you had 1A winners, all local, by the way. The Borden Braves, the Lady Braves. 2A, you had Eastern High School in Pekin. I think they beat Austin. In 3A, you had Jennings County beating Silver Creek. And then in 4A, you had Floyd Central Highlanders. So congratulations to all of our local teams for making it through regionals to semi-state. And thankfully, semi-state for the Braves is going to be over here in Charlestown High School, so you don't have to drive too far for that. So there you go. Orlean, what about the snow on there Sunday? It's not, I don't think it's going to be much. I think it's going to be too warm to really cause any problems, but just a reminder, it is still wintertime, and there might be a little snow word on Sunday. And Emmanuel saw that on the model data as well. Now, the European drier, the GFS, a better chance of snow. We'll see if it lands somewhere in the middle with that. So just something to think about. One more cheers here from Big Happy. It's been a while. We can cut to camera 2. Boom. Cheers to you. And now we're about to break out the weather maps. And as Emmanuel is alluding to, there might be that storm chance as well. Hey, Peggy Sipes, thanks for popping in. And Beverly Haggis, yes, it is. They play at 10 a.m. and then they play at 8 o'clock for the championship game. Yeah, I am hoping to be there. Of course, our kids will be there. At least my son will be there. My daughter's going to be up at Bloomington, so never mind there. Again, we are still looking at a foggy one here this morning as the fog is not letting up. As we're looking live here at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera, all lit up. I'm curious if we look up to the north. Let me see if I can bring up this camera at Bloomington. I think this is it. Let's see. Oh, it looks so much better when it's not in the fog. Look at that sunshine just north of you, Dennis, there in Bloomington. They've cleared out. Maybe they didn't have much fog, but so some areas are starting to see the sky clearing out. And when it does, it's just going to be a beautiful day out there. So eventually we'll be looking better and better. Again, we're looking at a lot of that fog along I-65 into the east. Looks like it's looking better out to the west. And then we should see a decent amount of sunshine on the way. Pretty quiet weather across the continental United States for now. A bunch of rain heading into the west coast. I was watching the Pebble Beach golf over the weekend. Some good golf. And a lot of college basketball over the weekend. A lot of Olympics over the weekend. Were you guys watching the Olympics? I watched it until I had to go to bed. I went to bed early, like 9:30 or 10 last night. All right, let me get out of full screen mode here, and let's bring up some weather maps. I'm going to bring up, I think, first to look at our little chance of, well, we haven't done this in a long time. For the first time this year, we might actually see the Storm Prediction Center, as Emmanuel is leading on to, showing a chance for some storms. So this is day 1. There's nothing happening. Day 2, nothing happening. Day 3, this would be Wednesday. Down to the southeast, shows a little chance of a storm. Day 4, so there you go. Here's day 4. We are in a hatched area, 15%. That shows a chance for some thunderstorms in our area. You can see, if you look across the United States, we are the bullseye for that chance right there. As again, we warm up to around 70 degrees. Let me bring up some of the weather model data here. And I'm going to pop on the GFS weather model and look at the most unstable Cape is what we're going to be looking at. And so Thursday is the 19th as we're cruising through February. I'm getting a little concerned about how fast this year is already flying by. So this does show energy for thunderstorms. You get up to around 1,000 joules per kilogram. This is Cape convective available potential energy. You're looking at the chance for some thunderstorms. It is limited. It's not super high, but it might be enough for a few of these strong thunderstorms. This is at 4 p.m. and then this is at 7 o'clock. So as you head into the evening time, a lot of times you'll lose some of the energy for thunderstorms. But anyway, I also want to pull up the 850 millibar winds. These are the winds at around 5,000 feet. And there is a nose of the low-level jet. We're getting a little deep in the weeds here. This is Thursday evening, by the way. And I want to get rid of this and add this. So this is a low-level jet right here. And on the nose of it, on the front of it, is where you can get lift, which can enhance the chance of some thunderstorms. This is also the low-level jet showing 50-mile-per-hour winds. This can bring some strong winds to the ground. And as we go to 7 p.m., this is showing strong winds, again, not far off the ground. This shows 50-mile-per-hour low-level jet right here, even showing 60. So we've got wind energy. So we're looking at all the calculations here for a strong thunderstorm threat late Thursday into Thursday evening. You got the wind energy. You do have some fuel for the storms. That's the Cape. So we're going to have to watch this as this moves into our area. So as we look at the reflectivity, this shows some activity. It's not the high-res data, so it just kind of looks kind of blobby. But here's a look at, there's 4 o'clock, and then here is 7 p.m. on our Thursday. Just something to keep an eye on here over the next couple of days. There might be a little round of some thunderstorms there late Thursday in that rain chance as well. Now, I want to go back to more of the high resolution data here, and we're going to look at just tomorrow really quickly. Tomorrow is going to be pretty much dry. It's showing just a little blip of green, so maybe a sprinkle out of a couple clouds tomorrow, but I didn't even put the rain chance on the 7-day. I just put sprinkle question mark. Very small chance tomorrow. The better news tomorrow for our February the 17th is the temperature map here. So let's bring that up. And I think we need to look at, let's do this one. Big time warmth just out to our west, by the way. So this is looking at tomorrow. Look at these numbers down in Texas. That is nice. In the 80s. Big time surge of warm air over the Great Plains. And then the cold weather is out Rockies and west, where they might be getting feet upon feet of snow, I believe, over the Sierra Nevada. So there you go. There's look at the crazy temperatures, which you get closer to springtime, you're going to get these crazy differences in temperatures. Now, I think these numbers are too cool here for tomorrow. I think we will make it into the 60s. Just depends how many clouds that we'll have across the area. This is a look at, okay, this is the GFS showing those temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s overall for tomorrow. All right, let's move out of that and jump ahead here. There's the warmth winning for our area. I'm going to go into our Wednesday afternoon. Looks like we had a data mishap there. All right, so this shows all of our area well into the 60s for Wednesday. Enjoy that. And then as we go into Thursday the 20th, this is when we get this bigger surge of warm air. And I think we could threaten 70 degrees for the first time this year. Shows at least upper 60s, if not some lower 70s. So that's the benefit there, is it'll feel fantastic and spring-like across the area. But again, that could come with a chance of some thunderstorms that we'll keep an eye on, especially late day, evening time for our Thursday. Okay. Let me go back here. I'm going to go to the real quick here. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but on the 18th, which is our Wednesday morning, it shows some light rain showers moving through. And then looking mainly dry, mostly dry for Wednesday afternoon. So might be just a little bit wet starting off our Wednesday. And then let's go and see if this will go into our Thursday. This is 4 p.m. Thursday with the NAM weather model. And then this is 7 p.m. showing a chance for maybe some showers and thunderstorms across the area. Let me see if we've got, this is the most unstable Cape, showing, again, some energy for storms as well late Thursday. Something to keep an eye on there. So that's that. Now let's go to our Friday as we plan out the rest of this week. So we're going to go back to the 20th here to 7 p.m. And this shows Friday night, another wave of some wet weather trying to move into the area. So you can see that moving through. And then Saturday should be mainly dry. Now, I will say that Saturday night, the GFS has this little blob of precipitation moving in, maybe mixed precipitation. The Euro is completely dry Saturday night. So we'll see if this even happens. But as we precip type this, there you can see the blue popping back up. So Saturday night into Sunday, if the GFS were correct, there would actually be a chance for some snowflakes once again. And the GFS continues to drop in some chilly weather for the 22nd on Sunday. And what does that mean? It means it's got some light snow over parts of the area Sunday. Some of you out there are still wanting that snow, so there's still a little hope for you guys. We've got Lori's saying, I grew up in Borden, Indiana when I was little, and my brother too. That's where we live, and my kids, my daughter went to school. My son still goes to school. Emmanuel was watching the NASCAR, and the 20th, Friday, the Euro has been off the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I feel like the GFS has been winning more than the Euro a little bit the last couple of weeks. And sometimes these models do have an issue with when we get closer to the changing of the seasons and a more active weather pattern. Sometimes one will be behaving better than the other. Anyway. All right, so let's get back to the maps here, and then we'll do a forecast recap here. We're at 10:28 on a Monday, February 16th. I think, again, one thing, our bump in the road this week, I think it'll be late Thursday, just keeping an eye on a chance for some thunderstorms, and then that colder air dropping back in next week. Speaking of colder air, let's head to our Sunday right here. Don't you just love it? Shows wind chills in the 20s, my friends. Ugh. Trying to plot these down. Sometimes they won't work. There you go. There we go. I have to get the wood stove going again. That's our Sunday temperatures. But actually, the chilly air probably comes in Saturday. So this shows... Well, it shows some 50s Saturday, so that's not too bad. I've got us at 49 Saturday. But as we back up, there you can see that pink color. That's the colder air beginning to drop back in. There you can see it moving in Saturday night into Sunday with that wintry mix potential. And there's the dreaded gray-blue color, which are below zero numbers in the northern Midwest. We don't want any part of that. At least I don't. All right. Going into, it just keeps looking worse. Into Monday morning. These are not friendly colors with the wind chill map here showing single-digit wind chills. I hope this does not happen. This is something we'll be talking about all week long, the return of winter as we head into our last week of February on the 23rd morning. Ugh. No joy there. Into our Monday, the 23rd afternoon, and the chilly air remains with wind chills in the 20s. Again, not what we're looking forward to here. As we back up our view, let me go into the regular temperature map, and we'll look for changing air masses. And this will take us into March, actually. So since we're looking at the long run here real quick, guys, this will be the good old bet on a limb. Usually I take the sip of coffee as that little video is playing, but I was late on that one. All right, let's bring the maps back up here, and we're going to zoom through the rest of this month. So let's go to Tuesday, the 24th. Looks kind of normal, chilly, warmth out west, polar air up in Canada. So normal probably means 40s, 50s. And then we go into Wednesday, the 25th, and we're normal, warm south, very cold north. Going into the Thursday, 26th of February, still looking coolish here, warm south, cold north. Going into the 27th, what is that, a Friday? I'm losing track now. We're a little cool, warm out west. So maybe we'll wrap up the month on a dry note here. If we go here to the 28th, there we go, last day of the month, and it looks like the potential for the milder air to win out there. So looks like we're just on the cool side, chilly side for the last week of February after this warm spring-like week, chillier next week, and then maybe we'll start March off a little bit warmer. Speaking of which, let's go into our March 1st. So here we go. Ooh, that warm air is getting stronger. Look at the 90s. That's incredible. Oh, summer-like weather March 1st in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And will some of that move our direction? Let's go to March 2nd. And that is a lot of warm air. These are probably the warmest maps we've seen so far this year. Upper 60s, low 70s. Oh, it even shows 80 just out west around St. Louis. That is crazy. Okay. That is the surge of warmth. Arctic air to the north. Then eventually, if you get these warm and cold air masses clashing, you may end up with some strong storms developing as well. All right, we go into March 3rd. Looks like a cold front there. And I would assume that comes with some precipitation. Yes. So speaking of storms, this would indicate maybe a storm chance early March if this ends up being correct. That is pretty far out. This does show a little energy for some storms. A little squall line kind of looking thing here, March 3rd. Okay, back to the temperature map. And we're going to push our GFS as far out as it will go, 384 hours out. Looks like we might be a little bit on a yo-yo roller coaster style weather pattern for the next few weeks. This will be very normal for this time of the year as we head into March, which is a pretty chaotic month where you get surges of warm air from the Gulf, and then you get these systems to develop. As they swirl, they drop in cold air behind them. So that would give you the up and down weather pattern. So that is the long-range outlook. One last look at the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook, which I think is just going to look like on the warm side here. Yeah, there's a 6 to 10 day outlook. We're mostly above normal, but again, we're going to be back below normal this weekend with some chilly weather. And then the 8 to 14 day outlook, I think we might see some blue showing up if they're catching on to what I'm seeing with some of the weather model data. See here. Don't see much change on that one. But anyway, again, that's been the long-range outlook. It is still looking foggy out there with the live look along the waterfront with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. That view, we can typically see the Louisville city skyline. We can go back here to extolmag.com/weather, and we are showing ooh, that's a scary picture of myself. Thanks for liking or subscribing, by the way. On whether it's on my page or Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. Going back down here to the Indiana weather and traffic, Indiana 511, where we still have the dense fog advisory. It looks like continuing for Indiana right now. Let's just pick on a camera right here. This is a look at Highway 31 at Lewis and Clark Parkway, which is looking pretty fogged in still. Let's see where it might be looking better. We'll bring up the Trimark images. So this is trimark.org. Shepherdsville still looking very foggy. And if you were watching earlier, all lanes blocked here at Lebanon Junction, I-65 North, due to a crash there. I don't see it on that camera anymore. Still some fog that way. Bluegrass Parkway here by Bardstown looking foggy. Trying to see where it might be lifting a little bit. This is some foggy conditions here at 165 in the Western Kentucky Parkway. Let's go. Where might it be less foggy? Sorry, I'm just clicking around like crazy. Let's go out west. All right. No, they're all pretty foggy cameras still. Hopefully we'll start to see the sun peeking out here, especially as we go into the afternoon. And things will be improving across the area. Let's see here. Let's check out near Evansville. Yeah, they've got the sun. They've got the sun coming out. Yep, out to the west, that sky clearing much better. All right, let's get rid of that and bring up the high-res satellite view. There's our little layer of fog that is just sitting on top of us. Again, very foggy ingredients here for this morning. We may see some patchy fog tomorrow morning, but not as widespread as what we've had out there for today. All right, it's 10:37. Let's get a forecast recap here for you. And here we go. Let me get rid of that and add this one. So, gradually clearing out this afternoon, mid to upper 50s today, 60s tomorrow, near 70 by Thursday. Watch out for maybe some storms late Thursday, and then we may have some more rain Friday night. Maybe a little bit of a wintry mix or a couple snowflakes at some point this weekend. Sunday, showing a chance for maybe some snow showers. 4 days until average highs are in the 50s, 20 days until the time change. That's March 8th, 32 days until spring begins, March 20th, and around 61 days until thunder over Louisville. A lot of weather history for today. This will be right up on my page at noon. And then our stupid weather jokes of the day. What do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use a honeycomb. And why did the Energizer Bunny go to jail? He was charged with battery. Forecast today, some sunshine coming out later on this afternoon, 57 degrees, very little wind out there for today. A pretty pleasant, peaceful day overall once we clear out some of this fog. And tonight, some partly cloudy skies, cool, maybe a little patchy fog, not as cold, a little 41 degrees. So even if we do see some fog, it won't be freezing fog and cause any issues. I should not have to use the scraper tomorrow morning like I did today. It was a pretty thick layer of ice on the car this morning. For your Tuesday, February 17th, 41 out the door, 56 at noon, 64 going for the afternoon high. If we do end up with some more clouds tomorrow and a sprinkle chance, it might be a tad cooler, but I'm trying to be optimistic here tomorrow. And then our 7-day, we got 68 Wednesday, up to 70 on Thursday. Chance for a few light rain showers Wednesday morning, and then the chance for some showers and storms late Thursday. The Storm Prediction Center does have a little area that they're watching for us right over the Ohio Valley for a chance of some storms late Thursday. We'll be updating that in more detail as we get into the higher resolution weather model data as we get closer. Could have another rain chance Friday night, a high of 58 there, then chillier 40s on the way this weekend. Some of the model data showing a chance for some snow showers Sunday. I don't think we'll have any real impact from that if we get some snowflakes, and then down to some upper 30s, low 40s next Monday, lows in the 20s. The furnaces will be working hard once again there. Boo on that cold weather returning, but it's February. And it might be kind of a coolish last week of February as we looked at the long-range data, and then maybe we get a warm-up as we head into March. So we'll see about that. Let me add this back up here to the stage. Let me back this up as well. Just a reminder, if you're still with us here, you can always email me, ben@extolmag.com, if you want to learn about advertising marketing solutions. Been reaching about 4.4 million views, I think, on my page on Facebook alone. That doesn't include all the other different social media platforms. It doesn't include Extol Media. So we've got a powerful voice here for you. If you want to join up, you can learn about our advertising marketing solutions here at ben@extolmag.com or jason@extolmag.com. I will be participating in the Borden Polar Plunge this Saturday, February 21st. If you want to join, head on out. Registration at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It'll wake you up. The plunge at noon at Deem Lake. So you can just search that, Borden Community Polar Plunge, and you'll find it online, benefiting Special Olympics. Mark your calendar for April 8th, a benefit concert benefiting Jessica's Journey Foundation. You can learn more at jessicasjourneyfoundation.com. This will be at the Melwood Arts Center featuring the Juicebox Heroes and the Suburbans. And again, we already went through the forecast there, so I'll get rid of that and add this back up to the stage. And again, a shout out to our partners here at Grantline Nursery. If you want to, maybe you want a whole rehab on the yard, they've got landscaping options for you that you can learn about now. 812-269-1271. I'd like to get like a plan of the week going as we get more excited about the warm temperatures this week. But pop in there. They've got a lot going on all the time at the Grantline Nursery Garden Center in New Albany. It's what my mom has exclusively used for her yard, and I've done a lot of the planting. It is Tuesday, or no, it is almost Tuesday. It's Monday before Tuesday. That's what I remind you about. Tuesdays at the Tech at Ivy Tech Community College here in Sellersburg. It's just 9 miles north of Louisville, where you can get more information. If you just want some coaching, you want to maybe register for classes, they can get you started there. They can figure out ways for you to maybe save some money and how to pay for college, but you can get registered for that one-on-one help right here online. They've got their important dates, their calendar here, their Ivy experience, where you can learn a whole lot more about what's happening at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. Thanks to our partners here at Lions Roofing. They've been reminding folks that the 1-year anniversary is coming up of the March hailstorm in southern Indiana. If you had any impacts from that, a lot of insurance companies give you that 1 year to make that claim. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can check out more information here at lionsroofingco.com. You can call them as well, 812-294-3595. I want to thank my buddy here, Michael Long, my insurance agent, my mom's insurance agent. You can go to amfam.com and get a quote if you'd like. You can call him, 812-578-3072. And tomorrow is not only Tuesdays at the Tech, it's Two-Tip Tuesday, where we get some helpful tips from Michael Long as well. And one of our newer partners here, Clog Busters with the Z Plumbing Services. If you got any plumbing issues, plumbing needs, plumbing services, they've got you covered as well. Clearing the way, one flush at a time. The plumber you want to call here, and they have got crews to cover pretty much the majority of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. If you want to get some services from them, you can see that little chat area here at Clogbusters with the zplumbing.com, or you can call them 859-762-1214. This Wednesday will be Wednesdays with Weddington. If you want to build your dream home, hey, your journey begins here, Weddington Custom Homes. If you have any questions for Brad the Builder, our custom home builder here in Southern Indiana. You can always just email me or leave a comment and join in our live chat on Wednesdays. And our friends right up the road here, the largest asphalt paving contractor around, Libs Paving. If you go to their careers section, they may have an opportunity for you in this new year of 2026. You can apply there online. Available employment opportunities at libspaving.com. Again, we are just waiting for this fog to clear out, but it's been thick out there. Very low visibility still, so still be careful with that if you're out and about. That should be improving here minute by minute as we head into the afternoon. And hey, we got some sun out with Steve Gibbons there in Brandenburg. Good to see it lifting there. Thanks for that report. And Orleans got good visibility there in Hodgenville, but can't see the sun yet. Thank you for that report. Patty Brown with a good morning a little bit earlier. Lillian Lasley with have a wonderful day. You as well. Orleans, by the way, it was a good weekend. Didn't do a whole lot. And Perry got a report out in Borden with the sun shining. We like it. We're improving. And Lori said, I'm going to be at the Polar Plunge on Saturday, but not doing the plunge. I will be doing the plunge. I did it probably 25 years ago or something. No, 22-ish years ago in Lake of the Ozarks in central Missouri. So I know what it feels like. There's still ice on the ponds and lakes, so that water is guaranteed to be cold. The air temperatures will be chilly too, as we have temps in the 40s on the way. That is in Borden at Deem Lake if you want to join us out there. And I believe Angie Fenton here at Extol Media will be hosting that. Hey, Beverly, we've got another report of some sun coming out there in Borden, Indiana. Love it. All right, we're have a good afternoon. Orlean, you as well. You guys have a great Monday. Thanks for being on here with me. And we will be back Tuesday. So what are the important things we'll be tracking throughout the week? That storm chance late Thursday. The good thing is that we'll have some warm temperatures. And then are we still going to be talking about the 4-letter S word, snow, for part of the weekend? We'll see if that trend continues. As usual, right here in Kentucky, we got a lot to talk about. So we'll talk all about it tomorrow. It's 10:46. You guys have a good Monday. And we'll see you at the same place, same time tomorrow morning. It's Ben at 10. Thanks for watching, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. I've said that a few times, haven't I? All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.